it was about 2012 that I was looking for an idea for my Forbes blog, and I found some Census Bureau statistics, and I noticed that there were businesses with no employees except the owners. They're called non-employer businesses that were getting to 1 million in revenue. And because I had been an editor, I hired a lot of freelancers, and I didn't know anybody who was breaking 1 million. And I thought, wow, this is really different. Who knew that they could even do this? And I started slicing and dicing the data. And what was really fascinating that I found was they were in all different industries. They were in professional services, personal services, real estate rental and leasing, manufacturing, which who knew you could even do as a one-person business, and a host of other areas like informational marketing and content creation. So I posted a blog about it, and I found that it went viral, even though it was probably the least colorful blog I've ever written. It was just statistics from the Census Bureau. And people wrote to me and said, Elaine, this was real cliffhanger. You didn't tell us who the business owners are. So I wrote to the readers of Forbes because I was not able to reach out and find out who they were through the Census Bureau. And I started getting notes from people saying, hey, Elaine, I think I'm one of those businesses that you're talking about. And the first one was Alan Walton, who's the founder of Spy Guy, which is an online spy camera shop. And he was really young. He was in his 20s, and he had worked in a spy camera store. His mom decided that he needed to get a job, and he took this part-time job, and he learned all about spy cameras. And then he wound up using that knowledge to curate about 100 cameras that he at the time stored in his apartment and would pack up and ship. And he put them online and sold them for people that wanted to make sure there was no elder abuse, or they could keep an eye on what was going on with the nanny and that sort of thing. And so that he grew that to 1 million in revenue as a solopreneur. Then I heard from a few other ones, Rachel Charlupski, who runs the babysitting company, which she started it in college, actually. And I know some of the folks in New York have met her because she's provided babysitting at some of the events that I've done. And she does on-site babysitting with a network of 2,500 babysitters who she manages through her mobile phone, and so on. And so that post went really viral, more viral than anything I've ever written. And as I found more of these people, I would keep writing about them. I found there was huge interest in this subject. And then eventually an agent approached me and said, let's do a book. And she sold it to Random House. And that's how we got to the $1 million one-person business. And I met Alicia and Angie along the way. I actually, I met them after I wrote the book, but I profiled them for Forbes because they are examples of this trend. Angie is in e-commerce related to sports. Angie is an event planner. One thing that I noticed about all of these entrepreneurs is they are great optimizers of whatever assets they bring to the table. And that when you hear their stories, I think that's what's going to emerge for you is, even though they're in industries that have had difficulties, even during COVID, they've always figured out how to optimize what resources they bring to the table so that they can be successful and navigate whatever is coming.